Have you ever wondered what's really going on inside your head? We think of our brains as these perfectly rational supercomputers, but the truth is, they're full of strange quirks, biases, and some pretty dark secrets that evolution programmed into us. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the three biggest secrets your brain keeps from you. And trust me, you'll never see your own thoughts the same way again. First up, your brain is a pathological liar. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. It's constantly making things up and presenting them to you as fact. This isn't out of malice. It's about survival and efficiency. Think about your blind spot. There's a literal hole in your vision in each eye where the optic nerve connects. Are you seeing a black hole right now? No. Your brain expertly fills in that gap with what it thinks should be there, using information from the surrounding area. It creates a seamless picture, but part of it is a complete fabrication. This goes way beyond just filling in visual gaps. It's a phenomenon called confabulation. Neuroscientist V.S. Ramachandran studied patients with a condition called anosognosia, where damage to one side of the brain causes paralysis on the other side of the body. When he asked a patient with a paralyzed left arm to touch her nose with her left hand, she'd remain perfectly still. But when asked why she didn't move it, she wouldn't say, "Because it's paralyzed." Instead, her brain would invent a story on the spot. She might say, "I don't feel like it," or "My shoulder is a bit sore today." Her brain, unable to accept the new reality of paralysis, would rather create a lie than face the uncomfortable truth. It prioritizes a coherent, stable narrative over objective reality. And here's the unsettling part. We all do this to some extent, every single day. Every time you justify a bad decision, rationalize an impulse purchase, or create a neat story to explain a complex event, that's your brain confabulating. It's building a narrative that makes you feel in control, even when the reality is far messier. Your reality is, in a very real sense, a well-edited story. The second dark secret is even more personal. You are not a single, unified self. You are a committee of rivals. It feels like there's one you in the driver's seat, making all the decisions. But modern neuroscience suggests your consciousness is more like a crowded boardroom with different departments all shouting for control. You have the ancient, primal parts of your brain, the limbic systems screaming for immediate gratification. Eat that cake, buy that thing, yell at that person. Then you have the more recently evolved prefrontal cortex, the CEO, trying to make rational, long-term decisions. Think about your diet, save your money. Let's not escalate this conflict. The constant internal conflict you feel isn't a flaw. It's a feature of your brain's design. This is why willpower feels so exhausting. It's literally a battle between different neural networks. The work of Nobel laureate Roger Sperry on split-brain patients beautifully illustrates this. When the connection between the brain's two hemispheres was severed, it was like two different people were inhabiting the same body. One patient's left hand, controlled by the right hemisphere, might try to put an item back on a shelf, while the right hand, controlled by the logical left hemisphere, would try to put it in the shopping cart. They had different desires and different personalities. While our hemispheres are connected, that same fundamental division exists. You aren't one person. You are a collection of competing drives, and the you that you experience is simply the winner of that moment's neural debate. So the next time you feel conflicted, remember you're not going crazy. You're just hosting a very lively committee meeting in your skull. This brings us to our third and perhaps most profound secret. Your free will is largely an illusion. Now, hold on, don't panic. This doesn't mean you're a mindless puppet. But the feeling that you consciously decide to do something before you do it might be backwards. In the 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet conducted a groundbreaking experiment. He asked participants to flick their wrist whenever they felt the urge and to note the exact moment they decided to do so. What he found was stunning. Brain activity associated with initiating the movement, called the readiness potential, began a full half-second before the person reported feeling the conscious will to move. Let me repeat that. Your brain starts preparing to act before you are even aware you've decided to act. The conscious decision, that feeling of "I will do this now," seems to be an afterthought story. Your brain tells itself to make sense of what the body is already doing. It's like your brain's press secretary announcing a decision that was already made behind closed doors. More recent studies using fMRI have even been able to predict a person's choice up to 10 seconds before they are consciously aware of making it. So, what does this mean for us? It suggests that our conscious mind isn't the all-powerful commander we believe it to be. Instead, it might be more of an observer, a narrator that experiences the results of countless unconscious processes and then claims authorship. Our actions are heavily influenced by our genetics, our past experiences, our environment, and subconscious cues we're not even aware of. The feeling of free will is the story that our brain weaves to give us a sense of agency and control over this incredibly complex system. It's a useful, perhaps even necessary illusion, but an illusion nonetheless. So, to recap, your brain is a masterful storyteller that prioritizes coherence over truth. You're not a single self, but a committee of competing impulses. And your sense of free will might be a clever trick your consciousness plays on itself. These aren't just fun trivia facts. They have huge implications for how we live. Understanding these dark secrets can make us more humble and more compassionate. It can help us understand why we make bad decisions, why we feel so conflicted, and why others behave in ways that seem irrational. We can be more forgiving of ourselves and others, knowing we are navigating the world with a brain that is doing its best with some very old, very strange programming. It allows us to be a little more skeptical of our own certainties and a little more curious about the true nature of our own minds. What do you think? Does knowing this change how you see yourself? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the mind's hidden corners, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our world. Thanks for watching.